Welcome to the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast, a show all about reviewing dinosaurs on a scale of 1 to 10 fossils before only the elite terrible lizards make it into the prehistoric cage match. This program is presented by the Stomp Chomp Roar Company and can be heard within all the rock layers across the planet. Grab your dinosaurs and your official scorecard because it's now time to dig for dinosaurs. Here's your Mesozoic host, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony.
What's happening, dinosaur listeners? You're back for another episode of the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast. Now, this is your awesome host, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony. Now, I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Today is Wednesday, May 25th. I'm inside the Science Lab studios here in Omaha, Nebraska at the Stomp Chomp Roar House. Now, you guys, it has just been raining and raining outside the last couple days here in Omaha. It's like a storm has come through the east dock of Jurassic Park. Now, you guys, tomorrow is the last day of school for my kids here in Millard Public Schools, which means summer break officially kicks off here at the Stomp Chomp Roar House. Now, we are super pumped. I think we might even have to go out for some ice cream. What do you guys think? My favorite ice cream flavor is cookies and cream. Just a little FYI for you guys out there. Now, you guys, let's update you on some dinopreneur news before we jump into today's dinosaur review. Now, you guys, we are just 30 days until the deadline to sign up for camp Stomp Chomp Roar, which is my virtual summer camp. It's going to be so much fun. I just completed all the slides for our camp, all the interactive slides that I'll be able to show you guys of tons of dinosaurs, fossils, Jurassic Park history, hybrids, Ice Age mammals, and so much more. So go ahead and check out my website at stompchomproar.com/summer camp and sign up for Camp Stomp Chomp Roar. Now, you guys, a Patreon club update. We have one more lesson for club members, and it's this Sunday, May 29th. And it's going to be all about the Dilophosaurus and the origins or the backstory of the original Jurassic Park movie. How did Dr. John Hammond create Jurassic Park, clone dinosaurs, get all the visitor center and the paddocks onto the island of Isla Nublar? How did he create that Dilophosaurus with the head frill and it spits out the venom? Did it spit out the venom? Well, you'll want to find out on this Sunday's virtual lesson just by joining my Patreon club we have three tiers, so you can become a Triassic Squad member for as low as $5 a month, a Fossil Hunter for $10 a month, or a Raptor Pack member for $20 a month. Just look up Stomp Chomp Roar on patreon.com or download the Patreon Club app. Now, some exciting summer news, you guys. I am just about solidly booked all the way, 100% booked for all the weekdays in June and July. My weekends are really starting to fill up now because I'm getting a lot of birthday party interest. So I am just going to be jam-packed. I am ready to strap up the dinosaur boots and get on going, stomping, chomping, and roaring all throughout the summer. Now, a few shout-outs before we get started with today's awesome review. Shout out to Legacy School. I went and visited all their kiddos last Thursday. Had tons of fun educating, entertaining all their kids, letting them feed Paleo, our baby Spinosaurus. I also went to A Step Ahead Childcare in Millard yesterday. It was just literally a mile up the road from my house, so it's kind of like my home daycare because it's super close to where I live. So I had tons of fun visiting all those kiddos up there, letting them feed Paleo. Some of them brushed its teeth. We exploded our volcano. We just had a blast up there at A Step Ahead Childcare. Also, happy 5th birthday to Dean. I'll be visiting your birthday party this Saturday, and I cannot wait to play all of our dinosaur-related games, crafts, activities like our fossil dig or Ice Age ice cube extraction. That one is really a hit for my birthday parties. I cannot wait to visit this Saturday. so happy 5th birthday to Dean. Now everybody, let's grab our scorecards and lift our thumbs for good luck. Or maybe it's just for today's species with the thumb claws. It is time for our next review, so let me go ahead and grab my official scorecard for the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast. Remember, as always, you can print these off for free on my website. Just go to stompchomproar.com, click on that Science Lab tab, and you'll see the post about the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast, and you can print off the review or the scorecard for free. So here we go, we've got the scorecard pulled up for my video watchers on YouTube. Today, we are doing the species called the Iguanodon. The Iguanodon, kind of similar to those duck-billed dinosaurs like the Parasaurolophus and Montosaurus maiasaura, but this one is actually a little bit different, and let's go ahead and get started. So the Iguanodon, the name meaning for this dinosaur species is Iguana Tooth. Its name just means iguana tooth. An iguana is a reptile lizard that lives around today. And this one means iguana tooth. It's the Iguanodon. Now let's go ahead and see, how big was this dinosaur? What was its length, its height, and its weight? Well, everybody, it is up to 30 feet long, or 10 meters. And then when it's in a quadrupedal stance, so when it's all the way down on 4 legs, it can be up to 9 feet high, or 3 meters. Now when it gets in a bipedal stance on 2 legs, maybe running around, it can get up to 16 feet high or 5 meters. And then it weighs around 4 or 5 tons. So again, up to 30 feet long from its duckbill all the way back to its long tail, 30 feet long or 10 meters. When it's walking on 4 legs, it's getting 9 feet high or 3 meters. And when it's on 2 legs, it's up to 16 feet high or 5 meters and weighing around 4 or 5 tons. Now, how fast was the Iguanodon? This one's clocking in, I believe, about around 15 miles per hour when they're in that bipedal stance, when they're running around on 2 legs, maybe getting away from predators, or maybe running down to the watering hole to get a drink at the end of the day. Now, they also walk on 4 legs, and that's more when they're down foraging for food, eating all kinds of low-lying vegetation like ferns, cycads, mosses, and those types of things. Now, what weapons or defense did this dinosaur have? What were its characteristics of the Iguanodon? Well, first off, they have a conical-like spike on each thumb. So you guys, put your hands out and then have your, like a high five, and have your thumb and your index finger make the shape of an L. That is how their thumbs stuck out. Their thumb stuck out like the L shape, like on my hands right now. Their thumb was perpendicular to the rest of their fingers. Now, their pinky finger also stuck out a little bit as well, but their thumb had the big conical-like spike. So make the L with your hands, and there's our Iguanodon spike. Now, they had plus those 4 other fingers on their hands like I mentioned. Now, the conical-like spike on their thumb was 2 to 6 inches in length and was used for all kinds of maybe defense or for getting food, maybe chopping some of the vegetation, breaking it away from the rest of the plants. So that conical-like thumb was is a characteristic that the Iguanodon has that some of our hadrosaurs don't in that other family. And I forgot to mention towards the beginning of our podcast, you guys, the dinosaur order for our Iguanodon is an ornithischian, which means a bird-hipped. Then it falls in that ornithopod family. Those are the bipedal herbivores. And then it falls into the iguanodontids subfamily. So it's kind of in its own family, the iguanodontids, not a hadrosaur like those duck-billed dinosaurs like the Parasaurolophus and Montosaurus maiasaura. But back to our characteristics. This one also has somewhat of a duck bill and a toothless beak with cheek teeth in its cheeks. So it has a toothless beak in the front like many of our herbivore dinosaurs we see during the Mesozoic Era, and their teeth are built into their cheeks. Now, they were about 2 inches in length. Now, they have a flat, stiff tail and a very bulky body. So that tail is going to help keep counterbalance to their heads, kind of like a teeter-totter or a scale. So when they're running around, the tail helps counterbalance the head at the front. They have that very bulky body. They have 3-toed claws on their hind legs, and then their front hands, like we mentioned, have those 5 fingers with the big conical-like spike thumb. Now they had rough pebble-like skin, more of a reptilian-like skin. We don't see any feathers on a lot. I'm pretty sure many of our herbivores, including our iguanodon right here, supports no feathers. We find them in herds. We find bone beds, and what that is where they find a lot of the same types of fossils in the same area, and they call it a bone bed. So since they find so many different iguanodon fossils in the same area, they all live together. So they were herding together, going to get food together, going to the watering hole, protecting each other from all kinds of predators. Now, when did this dinosaur live, and how long did it live during the Mesozoic Era? So our iguanodon's coming in at 135 to 125 million years ago during the early Cretaceous period, and it's found on every continent but Antarctica, where there's tons of snow and penguins and all that jazz. But maybe if we get more digging down there, eventually maybe we could even find the iguanodon down in Antarctica. But this was found back in 1822 and named in 1825 by Gildan A. Mantell. So the holotype was found in Sussex, England, and this one, you guys, the iguanodon, is part of Sir Richard Owen's, how he coined the name dinosaur back in 1842. So on an earlier podcast, we talked about dinosaur fossil numero uno, that was the Megalosaurus. Well, there was 2 other dinosaurs that helped Sir Richard Owen coin the term dinosaurs, and the 2 other ones were the iguanodon that we're talking about today, and then we have the Hylaeosaurus, and that is a lot smaller of a dinosaur. So iguanodon was one of the dinosaurs that helped Sir Richard Owen coin the term dinosaur. So you guys, a quick recap before we give our official score for the iguanodon. This herbivore-like dinosaur is up to 30 feet in length, up to 9 feet high on 4 legs, and up to 16 feet high on 2 legs. It's running about 15 miles per hour. It can get down on 4 legs to go down and get all kinds of vegetation. It has that conical-like spike on their thumb, and that is their main characteristic. That is their main defense, or their tool when they're trying to get all kinds of food throughout their environment. They have a duck bill, a toothless beak, those cheek teeth in their mouth. They've got a flat, stiff tail, a bulky body. They got 3 toed claws on their hind legs. They have a pebble-like skin, and they've got the defense of the herd. And they also live back in the early Cretaceous period. So where does our iguanodon fall onto our official results for the dinosaur review for kids, you guys? So I have felt very confident at the end of the day giving our iguanodon a 6.4. 6.4 for our iguanodon. Still above average, still a good score. That is above Parasaurolophus, I believe, is somewhere down about, did I give it maybe a 6.0, 6.0, maybe just right below that. So iguanodon has that thumb, that conical-like thumb spike. Very cool, using it for defense, or maybe all kinds of, using it like a tool in the dirt during its environments, looking for all kinds of vegetation and food. So you guys, a 6.4 for our iguanodon today on the Dinosaur Review for Kids podcast. So be sure to watch out for those thumb claws, dinosaur listeners. Now, a couple more weeks until Jurassic World Dominion. I cannot wait to see the movie. I've read rumors that maybe the Spinosaurus might appear in the film. Wouldn't that be crazy to see the Spinosaurus again in a Jurassic Park movie? And you guys, I even read that the Spinosaurus might come back to help the original 1993 Jurassic Park T-Rex fight the Giganotosaurus. We shall see. It's just going to be totally awesome, and I can't wait. But before we go, a quick joke, everybody. What has 2 green thumbs, a duck bill, and a set of cheek teeth? What has 2 green thumbs, a duck bill, and a set of cheek teeth? How about an iguanodon who likes to plant cycad gardens? Get it? Because green thumbs mean you like to garden. That was a bad joke, huh? Well, you guys, remember to visit StompChompRoar.com and learn more about my virtual summer camp called Camp Stomp Chomp Roar. So we currently have 16 amazing campers, and I'd love for all of you guys to join. So remember, my name is Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and as always, keep digging for dinosaurs.
Wow!